the truth.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's your boy Rocket456 today. Welcome back to another video on the channel. And today, the big topic we are going to be talking about is, probably from you can tell from the title card of this video, is books versus the movie version of the book. So, obviously everybody knows that there are the Harry Potter books, but there are also the Harry Potter movies. And some people are like, why read the books? Because you can just watch the movies. Or, why read the movie? Why watch the movies when you can just read the books? And basically, I'm doing a very big comparison between the movies and the books, because some people get confused. Sometimes I get confused. You know, who knows? So, I'm going to go ahead and start this video. Okay, on the book side of things, the big difference between the book and the movie of, like, if books get adapted to movie series, like Harry Potter gets adapted to its movie series. Percy Jackson had 2 movies, and different, like, other series get adapted into movies, like series and stuff. The big difference between books is they're going to be way more in detail. There's going to be more story in them. Like, for instance, Harry Potter. In the movies, Grindelwald is just mentioned, and, like, he's barely mentioned, and he's only mentioned until, like, the end of the movie series during, like, Deathly Hallows and stuff. But in the actual Deathly Hallows book, he gets a full backstory, like how he's connected with Dumbledore, how he's connected with the Deathly Hallows and, like, the Elder Wand and stuff. Like, he gets a full backstory. Another point about the books that you should definitely read, if you're really into a certain movie series that has a book series with it, read the books also, because books, compared to movies, have more world building in them. Like, actually stuff happens. Like, that's why, after reading the books, that's why I have such a problem with the movies. Especially when I know there's, like, a huge plot thing that happens, and the movies just totally skip over it. Especially with Deathly Hallows, like, definitely Deathly Hallows Part 2. Deathly Hallows Part 2 is a great movie. I'm not saying not. Like, as a movie standpoint, it's amazing. But when it comes to the actual book standpoint, it's a horrible movie. Because Fred dies, right? You don't even get to see that. In the books, you get to see that. Like, you get to see how he dies. All the deaths are explained. The movies, like, barely, like, say anything about, if you're into the Harry Potter series, the movies don't even say anything about, like, the relationship between Lupin and Tonks. Barely say anything about it. The books talk about it all the time. Half-Blood Prince. And no one, like, yes, they kind of show it in Deathly Hallows Part 1, like, how, like, Tonks is pregnant or whatever, but in the movies, like in the movies, they barely talk about it, but in the books, actually, Lupin is having a hard time, goes to where Harry, Ron, and Hermione are hiding and stuff, goes to them, and because he's werewolf, if you guys remember, he's werewolf, goes to them, actually is like, I gotta hide with you guys, can I go with you guys? I can't, like, be a father to him because I'm a werewolf. Movies totally skip that. They don't even, like, I understand, like, you can't fit everything in the movie. That's why I'm glad they split Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. Perfect idea. Still skipped out on some stuff. Because honestly, the main problem I have with the first Deathly Hallows movie, part one, is like go on the they go on this Horcrux like the Horcrux isn't the only main story part in the books. Like you got, like I said, Lupin coming over, and it's movies. Part one, it's like they kind of just. Part one had so much potential to be an amazing movie, but they kind of were more focused on. I don't know, they were more focused on the weird stuff I don't hunting those Horcruxes. Yes, was a big deal, but there was also more stuff you could do with it, and the books they just do it better. Like Grindelwald, they talked about him in the movies for a little bit, and then they expect with Grindelwald movie, Fantastic Beasts Grindelwald movie, they expect us to already know everything about Grindelwald, even though if they're only movie people, they wouldn't know anything because they barely talked about him in the movie. Man, you gotta read the books. But I am defending the movies now because I love the Harry Potter movies. I know I kind of talked trash about them a couple seconds ago, but I love the Harry Potter movies. They're amazing. For one, you get to see all the spells they cast in real life. You actually get to watch that, which is really cool. And I'm totally defending the movies. Really great. Watch the movies, but if you want the full experience, watch both the movies and the books. They're amazing. But going back on the book part, because I kind of forgot, I missed a part that I hated. In the movies, not including the books, in the movies, Harry barely casts spells. In the first movie, he doesn't even cast one spell, at all. He just, flies a broom and stuff. In the book, he casts spells. In the movie, because I rewatched a movie, the first one, and I also watched a review on the first one, a more recent review, retrospective, and we both came to a conclusion that Harry literally does no magic in the first movie, but in the book, he does magic. Oh man, cause, I don't know, I kind of really wanted the movies to, really be good, but there's some things, especially after reading the books, there are some things that just really, really rub me the wrong way. Yeah, whatever. I dropped the movie case. I don't know where it went, but I can get that later. You guys are... I don't really have to show you guys. I'm just talking at this point. I love the movies, don't get me wrong, but I hate when some people are the movies are way better. Don't read the books. No. Read the books. The books, in my opinion, are way better than the movies. Like I said, the books, more information, more about the lore. Honestly, after I read the books, I understood the Harry Potter movies way better than just watching the Harry Potter movies. You gotta read. I really have a problem. Basically, I know this video said books versus movies. Right now, it's basically defending the books. Because, like I said, a lot of people are don't read the books. You don't need to read the books. Watch the movies. It explains everything. It explains nothing. That's the main... I mean, if it wasn't for the Harry Potter movies, we wouldn't have, Diagon Alley, Universal. Like I said, Love the movies. When I'm about to say all this crap about the movies, still like them, still love them, watch them anytime I get. Like, I'm not going totally against the movies. But when it comes to after the reading books and to a story standpoint, they're horrible. Like, man, like, it's just like when an anime is, because like I said, this channel is now about anime books. I'm gonna add books now. Anime, books, gaming, and movies. So, just like when you put anime into a live action version of itself, it excuse me, it doesn't work, people. Why do people keep on doing this? Like, especially with the One Piece movie coming out, like, being announced, and people are so excited that One Piece is getting a live action movie. No. It's a horrible idea. Just like how books getting into movies. Like, sometimes, especially with the Kingdom Keeper series, which I will be doing a massive review on the Kingdom Keeper series. I'm rereading the series right now. I'm on book 1 right now. Gonna review that. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, back on the main topic. Like, my brother was like suggesting like the idea like, oh, maybe like they should do a Kingdom Keepers movies like they did with Harry Potter, so they could, like, I don't know, so I can watch them and they'll be better. No. The two main problems with movie adaptations of books is they skip over so much stuff. Like I said, even with Deathly Hallows, even with them splitting into part 1 and part 2, they still miss stuff. Like, and it's major stuff in the story. Like, they don't even show how Fred died, which really rubs me the wrong way, because Fred and George were like one of the character favorites of the whole movie series, and we don't even get to see how they die. Or he dies. We just see him dead. And the movie audience is like, just has to accept that he's dead. Like, it just, you guys get the point. Movie adaptations of books, if you want a full, plus, without reading the books, the Harry Potter series, honestly, when it came to the movies, don't make no sense. Like, we're just supposed to accept that they don't explain the Elder Wand at all. Like, they're like, okay, so, Dumbledore had the Elder Wand because he beat Grindelwald. Barely talks about that plot point, by the way. Really ticks me off. Then, after that, they're like, okay, well, Draco, this is how the book explains it. Dumbledore had the wand. They really explain this. Dumbledore had the wand. Draco disarms, or Malfoy, if you don't know his first name. Malfoy disarms Dumbledore. Can't believe I had a whole mental shutdown. Disarms Dumbledore, and then Snape kills Dumbledore. Well, Baldy over here, Voldemort's like, okay, the Elder Wand's not really working for me because Snape killed Dumbledore, not me. And I was like, okay, that's how they explain the books. They barely explain it in the movies. They're like, okay, so, they briefly explain it. They're like, it was Harry just says, it just was never his to begin, like, it was never Voldemort's to begin with. And then, like, Ron asks, like, how do you know that in the movies? And, like, Harry's like, you know that one girl, like, in episode 7, Force Awakens for Star Wars? He's like, that's a story for another time. That's basically what Harry does in the movies. Like, he doesn't really explain. He's just like, it was never his to begin with. Like, but how? How was it never his to begin with? The movies never explain it. And so, everybody just was like, alright, that's just how it is. I mean, it just, man. And, like, when it came to the actual book I was having in my hand, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, obviously you guys know at the end they're going for the Sorcerer's Stone, and there's, like, all these tests. Well, the movie skips one of them, which is important to Hermione's character. Like, if Harry didn't have Hermione, it would have been, yeah. But no, they told, because it does stuff with potions, and, like, Hermione's, like, a genius at basically everything in Harry Potter. And, of course, Harry Potter doesn't know jack about potions. So, you know, it's, yeah. If Hermione wasn't there. And the movie just totally skips that because if we're being real, the movies don't really give character development to some of these characters. Even the main trio, Ron, Harry, and Hermione, suffer from that. They don't really get character development at all in the movies, which really ticks me off. One thing that ticks me off about the movies is that they brief, like, in the 6th book, they talk about Harry wanting to become an Auror, which is basically the wizard police or something. And, like, the books talk about the Auror, he wants to be Auror, or, oh, like, that's why he's taking the owls to, like, try to become Auror, right? Movie doesn't mention it at all. Like, the 6th movie doesn't mention it at all. And then the 7th movie, the 5th book, sorry about that. Back up, I've been talking for 17 minutes straight right at this point, so. The 6th movie, or the 6th book, well, the 5th book, 6th book, Harry wants to be an Auror. They talk about it all the time. 5th movie, don't even talk about it. And they have the audacity in the 6th movie to say that they make McGonagall say, like, Harry, don't you want to become an Auror? Like, never mention, like, never ever mentioned it in the 5th movie, when in the books talk about it all the time. Us as readers know that Harry wants to become an Auror. 5th movie, never talk about it, and they have the audacity in the 6th movie to be like, giving McGonagall that, I want you to become an Auror. Don't you need to pass potions to become an Auror? Even though Harry never even mentioned it in the 5th movie. Pause for dramatic effect. There we go. Doesn't even mention it in the 5th movie. No one even talks about it. Oh, man. Yeah. That's like, I feel like that's the last huge nitpick I have with the movies. Don't get me wrong. Love the movies. If you're wondering what that is, that's my cat. If you did hear that. Oh! One more thing. It's a huge thing. So, where Harry, like, goes to sacrifice himself at Deathly Hallows Part 2 and at the beginning of Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows, the book. explains why he needs to do it and that he's a Horcrux, and they fully explain it in the movie. Like I'm saying again, they briefly explain it, and like obviously as the audience, we don't know what's going on. We have no clue how Harry just was like, and then like he got all Avada and dies, and then comes back. He'll die, you can come back. Percy Jackson reference from the movie. Anyway, keep on focus. Anyway, barely explains it, and then of course us, the audience watching the movie, are so confused at what's going on. Like, how did he just come back alive? But of course, the book explains it because he didn't kill him. Well, he killed him. Like, Voldemort killed him, yes, but he killed him. It's Horcruxes is like the most confusing plot point of the books. I mean, in like the Harry Potter series in general. But Voldemort kills like the part that is in him because he's a Horcrux, not killing Harry entirely. Yeah, and also with the deaths, the books definitely handle the deaths a lot more. Like with Sirius, like the movies was just like he went silent and that was it. But the books, Harry actually has trauma, and it's really hard. It's really hard to read that because Harry just is very emotionally broken, but yeah. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm saying read the books and watch the movies. Don't be hating on the books because you just don't want to read. Like, I'm totally fine if you don't like reading. Just don't hate on the books of their respective series. To summarize basically what I just said, if you kind of forgot a little bit, basically books explain more. They are more in depth. Movies skip on major plot points sometimes, but they're cinematic, so you do get to see all that. So, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys are liking this new direction I'm having with this channel to be more of a nerd channel, because this is the first time we are seeing face to face since I've made that change. So, hope you guys are liking that. Last video did amazing. If you have not checked out my top 10 Spider-Man villains list, please check that video out. That video is doing amazing. So thanks so much for your support on that. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash that like button. If you're new to this channel and you like this nerd stuff, please smash that subscribe button. It really does help the channel a lot. It helps me just keep on going. So please make sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, because YouTube is very picky on this, when you subscribe, make sure to press the notification bell. But when you press the notification bell, make sure to press all so you can be notified every single time I upload a video to this channel. So thanks so much for watching, and peace! Rocket456, and take care. Time